Hi, everybody. Welcome to Am I the Asshole podcast. I'm Danny Vega, joined by my lovely co-host, Sarah Levine. Sarah Lameme, how are you today?
Aha, I'm good.
Did we talk about the rebrand you did? You went from Sarah F. Carter, which for those of you who don't know, that was Sarah kind of mentally marrying Lil Wayne.
Yes, that's
right?
true.
Lil Wayne?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
And now you've rebranded. Now you're Sarah Lameme. So what's the deal?
Number one, I was getting tired of confusing people. And frankly, I wanted to just have my first and last name. Unfortunately, my parents gave me like the most common Jewish name combo.
Really? Levine's very common, huh?
Levine. Yeah, that's the whole thing about Levine's Jewish last name. Have you ever met a non-Jewish Levine?
It's obviously Jewish, but I just, I know some Levines. I don't think I know another Levine, though, quite the way it's spelled like yours.
I feel that I spelled it the normal way.
Wow. Everyone else is abnormal, I guess. I'm talking about Levain cookies, Levine, potato. Come on, Sarah, cut me some slack here.
But yeah, so I wanted to just rebrand, and I was like, there are options. I couldn't even do Sarah Levine. Someone had that shit too. So annoying. I didn't want to do like the underscore thing. That's so annoying. And then I could do like the Sarah Levine, but that just feels so douchey. I didn't want to do that.
It's not you. It's not you.
Me.
I think that was a good move.
Like, who am I to say that I'm the anything?
You wouldn't. You're very self-deprecating. That wouldn't be you at all.
Thing.
You'd be like, I'm A. You'd be like, I'm Sarah Levine 74.
I thought of this when I was spitballing with my other two podcast co-hosts. I said it as a joke, and then I was like, wait a second, I think that needs to be it. So I chewed on it for like a week. I polled some people, and then I just decided to pull the trigger.
Well, good for you. I think it's a strong rebrand.
Thanks very much.
It's very joyful, very funny, very on brand for your meme obsession.
Thank you.
I'll just talk a little bit about me. I went through the breakup, wanted to say shout out to some listeners and all my friends and anybody who reached out to me and said, how can I help? Which I think is, I've learned a lot. I've thought a lot about how I need to act when people are grieving, because that's what happens when a relationship ends.
True.
You actually grieve. It's like someone died. It's weird.
Especially a long-term relationship.
It is annoying me because I'm a very open person and I want to talk about it and I want to say everything and I want to share with the world. But I have to recognize that that's not okay. It's her business too, and she don't want her business out there. So that's been a challenge for me because I'm an open book and I gotta keep my book closed. It's good. It's a good skill to build, but I can say that the thing I've learned is you want to just reach out to your friends, whether they're going through any kind of hardship, whether that's losing a job or losing a friend or having a relationship, and say, what can I do for you? And that was a thing that my friend told me, and it really stuck with me as the perfect thing to say. And if you offer that to someone, you got to realize they may say, hey, thanks for reaching out. I'll let you know. And they may not need you, but it's a beautiful thing that you offered an ear, and that's it. And that's great.
Yeah, definitely.
I went through the phase of going through all our old pictures. That really kind of got out some of the final tears, I'm hoping.
Aww.
I actually am kind of a hoarder about memories and stuff like that. For a long time, I've had like all my texts backed up. I have everything backed up. I never delete texts.
Oh my God,
I don't know why.
I discovered that as I was going through, like, I was searching for very specific receipts and I didn't find them, but I found like other old texts from like people that I had been in situationships with, and I was like, oh,
situationships.
It's like not a relationship, but you're like, dating or whatever.
I never heard that.
I was like, and I just remember thinking like, oh, this person's such an asshole, this person's so this. And I was looking through it and I was like, fuck, wait a second. Was I the asshole? Like, fuck.
Well, that's interesting. I think there's something about holding on to your memories and just being, I always say, be who you are. You got to be who you are, own what's happened to you. And I'm being very abstract because I can't tell the truth, people. So that's why I'm speaking in these very odd
these
terms.
Platitudes, like just keep trucking and I don't know.
Yeah. When it comes to relationships, do the thing that you would do if you were in that situation. I hope everyone knows my meaning there. Guys, before we get the show on the road, please, we're begging you, please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. It really helps the podcast grow. It gets people's attention. It's just the way it works. It only takes you, 10 seconds to go in and just rate us a little rating in there. If you want to write a review, get extra points. You throw in some juice on there, we'll read it on the air. We'll read anything on the air you submit. Also, we have a Patreon. You can subscribe, patreon.com/AITA pod. You could be listening to such situations as AITA for having pot cookies out in the open in my own home, AITA for eating someone else's garlic bread. I guess on the bonus, we're really into food.
We were very hungry that day.
AITA if I keep a bike I bought on Craigslist that was originally a memorial for a dead biker. I mean, you don't get juice like that in the normal
quite
feed.
Juicy. It involved some investigative journalism. It was intense.
It was crazy. It's getting crazy in the Patreon. And yes, I do open up a little bit more about the breakup on the Patreon. Yes, people pay for it. No, I'm very respectful on all platforms, people. Guys, we got one heck of an ep for you today. Our second situation, AITA for not saying anything about the underwear by you deleted. That's right, deleted content. We have saved
so
it
here,
it's
juicy.
Oh, it's juicy. And now this is really incredible. This is unprecedented. We are in unprecedented times. By the way, Sarah had a hilarious tweet. Sarah, I'm going to read your tweet right now.
Okay.
Reading Sarah's tweets. How do you spell meme? I don't know. Lememe. I'm a dumbass. This is Sarah's tweet as read by me, reading it in the role of Sarah. Me typing a work email. I hope you're doing well in these. My brain. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Me. Unprecedented times. I think it's so true. I've had this exact thought. This is so freaking relatable.
It's like you can't say unprecedented times anymore. These are just the times now.
That's true. They're very precedented. They've been precedented since Wuhan started, damn it.
Yeah, for a couple months at least.
Fun fact, Sarah, I haven't even confessed this. Look, it's all pouring out. I actually started a podcast called The Wuhan Incident. I recorded 4 episodes and I didn't tell anyone. And they got hundreds of downloads. But I was like, I can't do this.
What was it about?
It was like crazy conspiracy theories. It was insane.
That's so bad.
It was insane. It was a danger. The American government shut me down. No, I just was like, this isn't part of my brand.
Please, you do not want to get absorbed by QAnon people.
I know. Guys, we got to do Patreon subscriber Caitlin. Caitlin, thank you for joining us in our mission to call people assholes.
Thank you.
We're going to do a little round of guess the verdict before getting started. I'll go first, Sarah. AITA for intentionally destroying photos my wife was planning to give to my estranged mother.
Oh, that's complicated. Estranged mother. I would still say, let's go ESH.
ESH is ding, ding, ding.
Woo.
Wrong.
No, that was tricky.
Yes, it was tricky. My sound guy's killing it. NTA, your wife is crossing boundaries in a major way and is behaving horribly. So the story is that basically this guy, this mother was never loving to him. She was a terrible mother and he cut her out of his life. But I think they're not super strict no contact. I think they're very low contact. But for some reason, wifey interacts with her.
That's
sheer madness.
Not good.
Not good.
All right, AITA for mansplaining what a vagina is to my fiance.
Wow. Okay, we covered something similarly, and they were found not the asshole or no assholes here because this was the girl who didn't know the vagina had a pee hole or something weird like that. She was sexually illiterate. Can I get the AITA one more time, Sarah?
AITA for mansplaining what a vagina is to my fiance.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to say YTA because I've been trying so hard on these and I get them wrong anyway.
You're correct. I tried to trick you.
Yes, I knew it. I freaking knew it.
Didn't work.
A simple one.
And this guy is such the asshole. What happened was when he and his fiance were having sex, she asked if he could see any bumps on her vagina. And he says, well, actually, the outside part of your vagina is the vulva and the vagina is just the birth canal. And then she disagreed and they Googled it. And he was right.
Wow, what a weird time to actually someone. I hate this guy.
I like calling it well actually as a verb. But yeah, what a douchebag.
I hate when people do that too. It's like, you know what I mean, Charlie. Just
Yeah.
shut the hell up. You get it.
Yeah, definitely.
Are we doing surgery? Then I don't think we need to really dial in on the exact definition.
Like, what? I know. Why is that the time to assert your knowledge of the female reproductive system? We all know what it means.
We all get. I mean, people say that. They say penis and vagina. I mean, it's not so complicated. Just shut up.
Yeah.
AITA for not allowing my wife to go no contact with my family over a prank. That's right. This is the no contact series.
AITA for not allowing my wife?
Yes, not allowing wifey to go no contact with my family over a prank.
What the fuck? He can't even do that. So I'm going to say YTA.
YTA is the correct answer was ESH. The wife was hurt because his family is like upper class, bougie social circle, like socialites or some shit, electrolytes. And so the mother-in-law, which is her mother, wanted to penetrate the circle. And I guess he was complicit in this prank or something like that. But the prank was that they told her to dress up. They told mother-in-law to dress up. So she donned ridiculously formal clothes. And then the party was totally informal.
Oh, that's mean.
So then the wife wants to go no contact. So it is a little extreme, but also...
That's so mean, though. They just embarrass this woman just for shits and giggles.
It's really mean.
Like that.
And like anyone who identifies as a socialite, like they might as well tell me that they're a Trump supporter. It's like, that's not an identity, Joan. Please have a personality.
Don't bring my mom into this.
Oh my God, your mom's name is Joan. I knew it too. I knew it. It wasn't intentional, Sarah. It was not a personal attack. I didn't mean to go IRL. Please don't ban me.
My mom is so not a socialite, so it's fine. Yeah, I don't like that they took this like classist position and then embarrassed the woman over the very thing she's kind of insecure about. That's pretty mean.
Yeah, it's really mean. What is that? Who has a social circle? Just why do you have a bunch of friends? Come on, that's weird.
Yeah.
Who
are you, Ghislaine Maxwell? Anyway.
There we go. That's the proper name to use there.
All right. AITA for getting mad that my parents are spending my college fund.
All right, I'm going to go with my common sense intuition, and I would say NTA because that's freaking crazy. NTA.
Wow, you're right. Usually Reddit loves to be like, YTA, you're not entitled to money and blah, blah, blah. But in this case, OP's parents were being huge dicks. OP's parents always told them they'd get a college fund. So OP like planned, budgeted, applied, the works. Then OP's parents just decided they wanted to redo their garden and they're going to use OP's college fund to do it.
God damn it.
So rude.
Well, folks, that's Guess the Verdict. I hope you're keeping count because I got 2 points and Sarah got 0.
That's accurate.
By the way, Sarah usually wins, and when Sarah wins, she doesn't say anything, but I have nothing going for me. This is all I have, this tiny little win. We got one heck of an ep for you today. AITA for refusing to cook for my teenage kids by you, Tired Mom 423. I am a single mom with 2 kids, Jenny 15 and Mark 17. They're good kids, and I love them to death. But they have very specific diets. It started with Mark getting into weightlifting, bodybuilding last year. He is on a cut right now and is dieting like crazy. He gave me a list of approved foods for his diet, and it's basically just chicken, broccoli, brown rice, lentils, and potatoes. That's basically it. Mark was a really chubby kid, and I know the bodybuilding was a huge turning point for him, so I want to support him. I was cooking 2 meals for the family every night, one for him and one for Jenny and I. It was a bit stressful, but I was managing. Then, a month ago, Jenny told me that she was going vegan for ethical and environmental reasons, and I support her. She gave me a book of vegan recipes to use. Making a full vegan meal for one kid and a bodybuilding meal for the other takes 2 hours minimum between planning, prep, cooking, cleaning. The thing is, our grocery bills have skyrocketed. Mark hates spice. Jenny loves spice. Jenny hates lentils and broccoli, so I can't even try to combine their meals. Both kids hate cooking and refuse to help. They make their own breakfast, but not lunch, so I have to portion their dinners so they can bring leftovers. Yesterday, I was exhausted. I didn't want to cook. I told the kids to order takeout when I went to take a nap. Well, I woke up from my nap, 2 pissed off kids.
Yeah.
Both of them were giving me shit. Mark biatching takeout food is too greasy. Jenny biatching there weren't any vegan restaurants in our area. Something inside me broke. I just started crying and told them both they were on their own from now on. I would buy the groceries, but I wasn't cooking another damn meal. Jenny called me a shit mom and ran off to her room. Mark rolled his eyes at me. Neither kid is talking to me right now, and I just feel like shit. I want to support my kids in whatever they do. At the same time, I just can't cook anymore. My whole life is just work, cook, sleep. Am I an asshole? Are my kids right? Am I a shit mom?
Oh my God, what monsters.
What? This poor woman. Who told her you have to be your kid's personal chef?
Yeah,
I mean, this is
terrible.
madness. This woman is essentially being held hostage in her own home. Emotional hostage.
I mean, yeah,
shit, mom.
These kids are fucking terrible.
I mean, Jenny is a spoiled ass brat, calling her a shit mom for what? Because she didn't make you your perfect meal. You're a shit person for becoming vegan this late in life. Did you think about that, Jenny?
Oh
Just now a vegan. Well, what about all those years you weren't a vegan, you little animal terrorist? No, in all seriousness, what could, maybe you could say, oh, well, mom has a duty to feed her kids, but like, I don't even really believe that. I kind of believe like you should facilitate food because it's a thing of togetherness. But if your kids are going to be all specific about it, then I think it's more about facilitating the meal time, not custom crafting. Oh, mom, Jenny's a vegan. Well, I only eat 10-course dinners now. So that's my diet. So get it together.
I mean, she's really tried everything, and and the fact that the kids refuse to cook is like, oh, you're just spoiled brats.
I've heard this concept of a cooking team and a cleaning team. I feel that at least the kids should clean. The notion that mother is also cleaning. I mean, this poor woman.
Yeah, and the fact that they won't even try to cook for themselves is completely bad. Coming in hot with the takes.
A hot take from Sarah.
And the fact that they wouldn't order takeout, it's like, Jesus, get a grip.
Sarah C. writes, they refuse to help, then call you names while you cry and give you the silent treatment. Your kids are dicks.
Definitely. I would seriously, I hope this woman really sticks to her guns. And does not like let these kids bully her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people are gonna pull out the classic hack, get therapy, but like honestly, the fact that she would really even doubt herself this much when these demands are so ridiculous shows to me a little bit like she's maybe not quite in a good parental position with these kids. I mean, these kids are monsters. Are they adults? They're old, right?
15 and 17.
15 isn't that like scientifically the most evil age? So that we can give
like 12 to 13.
No, 12 to 13, you're just going through puberty. You're just like, I have a wiener. I feel like 15 is very vicious. 17 too.
All kids suck, basically, is what we're saying.
Kara K writes, not the asshole, but I'd talk with them and make them cook their meals with you for a week to help ease them into it. That's a good, I like that.
It's time for some tough love and be like, listen, here's your ingredients. I'm not cooking your shit. Cook or starve.
I just see a lot of guilt on mom's side. I see a lot of, I see a lot of internalized unassertiveness.
Exactly.
This needed to be a conversation sooner, and I'm not victim blaming mom in any way. I'm just saying the fact that she let this thing get so far gone that these entitled brats would dare show this disrespect. I mean, all of these are valid points. It's like, hey, you're on an unconventional diet. I just want you to recognize and be thankful for the fact that it cost a lot of money to feed you your horse feed, Mark. What is this? Chicken, broccoli, brown rice, lentils, potato. Actually, that's pretty affordable, I would think. That's
a healthy, affordable option.
It's probably Jenny.
Jenny won't even eat lentils. Like, again, get a fucking grip.
You're not a vegan then, Jenny.
True.
Find a new personality. It's not working. Myrna F says, YTA for catering to your kids so much and not preparing them for life. You've created entitled assholes. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that formulation there.
No, however, I feel like the mom is sort of responsible to an extent for this. Like this is an environment of her own creation, unfortunately.
I think sometimes kids can just be dicks, especially 15-year-old kids. I'm not ready to come for mom that hard. I can say maybe she needs to look inward and say, like, how can I like change some of the patterns that I've maybe let be established?
Yeah, I wouldn't say she's the asshole for this because that completely bypasses the whole issue at hand. But I will say that, like, I don't know, this probably didn't just happen in a vacuum.
Fair enough. Amy L., stop catering to them and make them help. YTA for letting them become ingrates. They're more than old enough to help. I mean, I feel it to an extent. I think there is something there. Part of the moral picture here is that these kids are like this because mom has been babying them. I don't think that's any attack on her character.
No.
I just think it shows she needs to pivot and, she needs to create a new norm and be like, that's not going to be that way no more.
Yep, agree.
Top Reddit comment, wise_blackberry. NTA, you're not a bad mom. You're tired and overwhelmed. Maybe you work with Jenny and Mark on how to cook. Teach them to meal prep so they only have to cook 1 day per week. I see you say they don't like to cook, and I get that. But at their ages, I think it's reasonable to expect them to learn how to cook some things. Tired Mom 423 writes, I have tried over the years to get them involved. This is her replying. The problem is they just won't do it. Mark pretends like he doesn't hear me, and if I really push it, he will leave the house. Jenny will usually come into the kitchen with me and watch. Oh, wow. Thanks, Jenny. But if I ask her to do anything, she'll leave. Oh my God. Last time I tried to push her to learn to cook, she called me sexist. This is exactly what like right-wing memes are. They make like every Gen Z, every person in this generation is like this. It's like, no, these are exceptionally prissy assholes.
Oh my God. Who are using dumbass excuses. Like, I don't even understand. What's your rationale for leaving the house? So you're going to go starve somewhere else? Or you're going to get takeout? So you're not too good for takeout. Mark, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, Mark. You heard it from Sarah Lamine, you little beep. AITA for refusing to cook for my teenage kids. Sarah Bear, I think we agree on this. I get 1 Sarah Bear per 4-week period as agreed upon in the contract. NTA, and the kids are, right? No brainer. Guys, please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Yes, that's right. There's 2 reminders in the damn app, but there's one more before it's over. So if you hate me, you can send me a hate. You know where to submit, AITApod.com. But guys, please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. It really helps the podcast grow. Throw us a little rating. Takes 10 seconds. Also, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/AITAPOD. We love you, AITA, for not saying anything about the underwear. My 20-year-old daughter and her fiance are currently staying with us. I love my daughter, but she is very difficult, and I can't stand her fiance. This is so funny how like shitty this got right away. I love my daughter. She is difficult and I hate her fiance, but I do love her. Anyway, I gave them a deadline to move out because I can't take this anymore. They got into a massive fight the other day while my wife was out. I guess a pair of my wife's undies got in with their laundry and she thought he was cheating. I think the fact she immediately jumped to cheating shows how bad their relationship is. She was waving the underwear around, and I recognized them because they had a floral print, but I just let this ridiculous fight go on. My wife came home after about 30 minutes and said they were hers. My wife asked if I didn't realize they were hers, and I accidentally laughed. My daughter burst into tears and won't talk to me. Her fiance said, "We're fucked," and left the house, but my wife thought it was funny. AITA.
Oh, wow. Okay, first time I read this, I was like, this is an obvious YTA, but now I'm like, is it?
Of course it isn't. I'm shocked that you would say that, Sarah Lamine. You actually remind me of Sarah Carter. That's how wrong you are. You remind me of your previous version.
Okay.
No, my take here is, look, the fact that this is going to be an incident in their relationship is, first of all, ridiculous. They're clearly in a bad emotional place where they're finding underwear in a household with another woman, and immediately jump to conclusions that it's cheating.
They're toxic and stupid.
Right. It's like, this is like a Rorschach test. It's like somebody held up some ink and then they go, "Oh, you're cheating on me." And it goes, "No, you see, this is just ink." So the fact that you see that shows it is about you.
At first I was like, well, he should have definitely said something if he knew the whole time. Like, it seemed like he was just being messy.
Yeah, I mean, he could have said something, but he didn't have to say something. I mean, I think he's got it on point. You know, we talk a lot about being right. Being right is important. And I mean being right in the sense of just fully understanding what's happening and then making the right move. And this wasn't the right move necessarily, but this is pretty illustrative of a highly broken relationship.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I could really waffle because I'm like, yeah, that's 100% true. But I feel like dad over here didn't have to I don't know.
Let the fight continue.
Yeah, he didn't have to let it continue, and he only did so because he had ulterior motives, and those ulterior motives are breaking up this couple.
That's true. And the way that he's approaching this isn't actually very parental. It's kind of passive aggressive is what, yeah, I mean he's literally being passive and letting this
Yeah,
kind of,
it's like super petty.
it's a little petty. You're right. I mean, if he's going to be daddy and he really believes, and you got to make up your mind, I think, too. There's a key distinction here. Do you not like the fiance because whatever, because he has a face tattoo and that's an illegitimate reason?
Mm.
Or do you actually think that fiance is a toxic person and bad for your daughter? Then those are two very different situations. Because if you find them distasteful, that's one thing, and you can just suck it up. Because if he's a good boyfriend, then you tolerate it and you're kind to him and you bring him in. But if he's actually bad, then you need to take more action and get this guy out of her life if that's really how you feel. So this is sort
But
of
this
this
is not,
weird.
but like, I don't know, for not even forcing a fight, but like, yeah, bringing about this argument is not really the way to do it.
He's letting the argument go on when it could have ended.
I'm just like imagining them arguing like all throughout the house, and the whole time dad is like in the corner just giggling to himself.
Yeah, that's definitely what I mean, he was enjoying the shit out of it. He thought it was
Yeah, like
so funny.
he
I
comes
mean,
back
it
with
is.
popcorn.
Whisper M says, ESH, I wouldn't let nonsense like that go on because it can and does hurt my child. I don't care how bad the relationship is. That's where daughter and fiance suck. I wouldn't add to the problem for laughs.
Ooh, this is like not a bad take.
It's not a good take, though, because I think I do care how bad the relationship is. That's really what
Well,
shapes this. I mean, obviously, it's not bad enough
right.
that he sincerely thinks they should break up. I mean, this guy
No. What Whisper is saying,
them.
she's saying, I don't care how bad the relationship is. I don't add to the problem for laughs.
Oh, for laughs. Yeah, that's fair. You're right. It's a great take. Kenzie M, NTA, your daughter maybe should have stopped for a second and thought, oh, wait, there's another female that lives in this house.
She certainly should have.
But she was in a very emotional place. Like, I don't know that exculpates dad here of his daddery. I think this is, by the way, grade A dad humor.
What?
This
this scenario? Oh.
This scenario.
Got
this is like in there. This is in the dad textbook that you get.
Oh.
Nikki C, YTA, their relationship doesn't sound stable / healthy, but you knowingly egged on a fight by not mentioning it. It was your wife's underwear. Rachel M, NTA, sometimes you just gotta watch shit burn.
Pretty divided group. Yeah, I was initially in the YTA camp just because, like, he could have ended this real quick, but because he doesn't like the fiance and wants them to break up anyway, he was like, nah, I'm gonna not share this info. That changes everything.
It's a pretty heavy thing to let linger like this when you could rapidly resolve it.
Right.
And because he is a parent, I mean, they are young, so like this probably isn't her last relationship, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really think it's, I mean, the wife laughed. I mean, look, they hate these people. I think this is a very Corona grounded story.
They so
right?
hate these people. They're like, get the
this
fuck
guy
out of the
hates
house.
His own daughter. He barely can bring him. He's just saying, I love my daughter so he can shit on her. You know, like that's really the only reason he included that.
You're not wrong.
See, and then I had nothing to come on them. I was about to say ESH. Why? Why ESH? They failed the Rorschach test, so I don't like their relationship. It doesn't make them assholes. It just makes them inept, like you said, stupid.
I guess they're probably assholes, but in this situation, they didn't really do anything.
He didn't give us any details of how terrible they are. So I think we agree on this. AITA for not saying about anything about the underwear. YTA.
Yes.
All right, everybody. This is I was lit up. This is a sort of the listener submission. I am a listener and I submitted this. How about
there
that?
We go.
AITA for not tipping on pickup orders. Yes, people. I've been doing a lot of pickup orders at restaurants and haven't been tipping. The orders are normally simple. They're like 1 or 2 items. And my understanding is that you don't really need to tip if that's the case. Nonetheless, I wanted to see where you guys stood on this, particularly if you work in the service industry. AITA. So, Sarah, what was your initial impression before the comments or
I
anything?
always tip.
What do you tip on pickup?
I mean, I pretty much just tip 20% on everything. I think it's a pretty safe rule. Uber drivers, well, Uber, I do like 15 to 18, unless it was like a really great ride. Cab drivers, I'll usually just do 20% because it's easy. Same thing, the math is easy. I guess what I'm saying is I'm dumb.
Well, you're not dumb.
No, I'm just lazy. I don't like doing math. Especially in these times. It's been a minute since I did takeout, but yeah, I would tip 20%. Maybe pre-corona, like a 10%.
All right, I'm just gonna come out and just say it. What's happening, and you could tell me if this makes it worse or better. But if I get a $20 seamless credit a day from my work, it's the best benefit. It's the best thing that's happened to me
what the
this
fuck?
year.
That's amazing.
So if I do pick up and I have $20 to spend, I can get like 2 meals, and then I don't have to spend any money on food during the week. So AITA, given the fact that I'm just trying not to cross into my own money, because I'm literally just spending my company's money, I need to cross into my own money.
Yes, for that you are the asshole. Because you're basically, then you'd be spending $4 of your own money for meals.
Yeah, but $4 times 20 weekdays is $80. Now I'm spending $80 on tips.
Okay.
That's a lot a month.
So
that's like one of my highest fees. I don't want to cook. I want to spend the $20 I get per day.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Especially in these times, these people don't like have health insurance.
So why is it on me to fix that?
Because our economy is fucked up and everything is fucked up.
Okay, good. That's what I want to hear.
The problem is it's not on you to fix it on a macro level unless you like decide to get into public policy. But like you not wanting to spend like between $2 and $4 is not a legitimate reason to not tip.
You're right. I don't like it though, and I think it's wrong, and I think it's shitty, and I think it's tough for everyone out there, including restaurant owners who showed up in this thread. Sam N says, NTA, you tip for service and pay for food. If you're not dining out or getting food delivered, tips are appreciated but should not be expected. Sarah?
Like, I don't need to speak on this because people who work in the industry will speak on it in like 2 seconds. I feel I've made my feelings clear.
I think what rubs me the wrong way about having to tip 20% on pickup is that it's ridiculous. I should tip the chefs. You're literally just putting it in a bag and then handing me the bag. Why should I have to tip you for that? I tip a barista 20%, which is $1 on a $5 drink, because they made it. They made it there from scratch, but all you did was put it in a bag.
I mean,
so
somebody made the food. Somebody took your order. What's the big deal?
Somebody took my order. The app took my order.
Okay, fine. Well, in that case, you should definitely tip because all those apps take a big percentage out of the restaurant's income.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they're all horrible, but I just hate that I'm the one who has to pay for all this bullshit. It's not my fault that Seamless sucks.
I hate the fact that, like, I don't know, I have to pay for insurance to drive a car, but like you do it.
Well, I mean, insurance is a good idea. I mean, I just think the problem is here there's a logical disconnect, and I'm not saying that what I'm saying is right. Obviously, I've read all these comments. I'm just saying there is a reason why people make these conclusions, and I want to express them so they can understand that I share their views, and I think it is annoying that we have to tip, and it's actually incorrect. It's logically incorrect that we have to tip, but it's ethical to tip. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, yeah, Danielle, you don't have to do anything.
Well, yeah, you don't have. Well, I mean, I think you should. I think you should tip because, well, listen to Danielle F. She says before the pandemic, I tip about 10%. But right now, I'm tipping more like 25%. Service workers are struggling. And I feel like if I can afford to get takeout because I'm not comfortable dining in right now, then I could tip extra. As a former server, takeout orders are still part of a server's daily sales and are supposed to claim a certain percentage of the sales as tips for income purposes.
I guess, like, honestly, I've never really understood the people who don't want to tip because they don't want to spend the extra money, because I'm like, you're already spending $20. What's $4 more? It's like... That's what I'm telling you. That doesn't apply to me. I'm not spending $20. You're spending $0, so you could spend
exactly.
You're getting food for free if you also just want to spend $4. Like, you're getting a great deal. You're getting $20 food for $4.
Yes, but I was getting it for $0 thousands.
You could get it for $0 if you stole. Like,
Celine D says, so as someone that owns restaurants, yes, YTA. Servers are used to tips because of the way the USA is set up. I like the idea that it's the USA. Like the framers are like, all right, everybody gets guns, and also we're going to do tips.
Yeah, what the fuck?
15% will be the etiquette. Celine D goes on, because there's no or very limited dine-in, their wages are slashed, and we aren't able to make up the difference because we are also slashed on income. And by the way, I'm saying, it's also hard for the restaurant owners. The whole system is broken. Celine D says, I'm breaking even right now. I can stay afloat on breaking even. Personally, I'm grossly over tipping because financially I can, but tip at least 10%. 20 would be great if your income hasn't been affected. So I read this whole thread. It got a lot of comments, like 87 comments. I got a lot of guilt about it. Peg J said, absolutely YTA. I worked in a restaurant for years and often took to-go orders that no one tipped on, meaning I didn't take home any money that night. If you can't afford to tip food service workers, then cook at home. People, I think it's fair. I'm not a 20%er. I say, maybe go for 20%. If you can. I don't think it's fair because I tip 25% on delivery and I'm coming to you. I'm doing all the work. So I sort of feel like 10% is very fair. The day I made this post, Sarah, I actually went and picked up those amazing sandwiches that we had over there at the park.
Those were great. I hope you tipped.
Anthony and daughter. And I asked the girl, I said, hey, let me ask you something. What are you supposed to tip on pickup? Sweetheart.
Ew.
I just watched Uncut Gems again. Sweetheart, please. And she said $2 and it was a $14 sandwich. So I gave her $2 and then Sarah, YTA for this. You then text me and are like, oh, my roomie's actually coming. Can you pick up another Sammy?
That's not
and
true.
I was like,
that's not true. Do not fucking slander me on this podcast. I said she was
not true?
I said she was coming. You said, do you want me to pick up another one? And I was like, sure, if you want, just Venmo me for it. Right. I didn't make you go pick up another one. I just said that she was joining us so that you wouldn't be surprised.
Right. Okay.
Do not slander me on this podcast.
Oh, you act though. Of course I had to get it. I mean, it was clear what you were trying to make happen. But no. Look, it was a delicious sandwich. AITA for not tipping on pickup orders. I think we agree, Sarah. YTA.
Yes, but hopefully we have all learned just tip something, especially in these times, in these, dare I say, unprecedented times.
I had to do it.
I was trying to think of a synonym, and I was like, that's it.
Guys, we're going to play Assholes at Restaurants pre-COVID. We're going to use our imagination. But before we do that, this is the final reminder. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Guys, it takes 10 seconds. It really does. Just go in there, give us a good rating or a bad rating if that's how you feel. Maybe write us a review. We'd really appreciate it. Also, do you want more AITA pod in your life? There is some juicy McJuice over at patreon.com/AITA pod. Assholes at Restaurants pre-COVID.
Oh
Sarah, are you ready for this? We're going to list all the assholes at restaurants.
Let's go. It's the people who let their kids run around crazily.
Guy who hits on the waitress and he's like, this mug is big just like your breast. Some shit like that.
Ew. My dad making annoying jokes that the waitress has heard a billion times.
My dad having a very slight error. This just turns into our dad. My dad, the waitress made like a tiny mistake, and then he's like, "We were wondering could we possibly get the dessert on the house because you brought our drinks after our sons." Something insane.
Oh my god, the people who eat their food and then try to complain about it to get free shit after.
Oh my god, I saw a viral Twitter clip about that. It was a dude, and everyone was calling him a Karen because he had eaten all his chicken, and he was trying to get his money back for it. He had eaten all the chicken. And the waitress was the best. She was just like, "Sir, why don't you show your plate to the camera? I think you ate all the food." And he's like, No. I was like, "Yeah, I totally did."
Thanks, sir.
The kids who try to make little pyramids out of sugar packets, not me. I was a normal kid.
Definitely not you at all. The drunk couple making out in the booth.
The people who are super bougie and they order really expensive booze and then they don't tip on the booze because they're like, well, it was a $200 bottle of wine.
Oh my God. I was going to say the people who have like a bajillion dumb modifications. Like I want the lettuce on the side of my hamburger and make sure it's extra hot. What is that about?
Extra hot? Come on,
I've literally had multiple people. One time I went out in college to dinner with this girl who was like, hey, like when it comes out, it needs to be like piping hot. and she sent it back because it wasn't hot enough. And I'm like, you're just gonna blow on it to eat it. What are you doing?
You know, I actually did that when I was on a reality TV show,
What?
and I thought I'd never even heard of someone sending back something because of the temperature.
You were on a reality show?
I was, yeah. But I told you, we'll talk about it in the next step. But I made a grown man cry, but basically part of it was I sent back a beer glass. The asshole who sends back a beer glass because it's not cold enough.
Oh
I said,
gosh.
you got to put it in water and ice. Really,
I will say I wanted to do that one time because it was clear that something was wrong with the keg. And they just like poured me another one and there was still an issue. So I was kind of like, all right, I'm just drinking this now.
Wow. The asshole who won't admit she lost. Assholes at pre-COVID
I
restaurants.
lost? All right.
I think you lost. Is that fair?
I don't even know the rules of this game. Sure.
You got to keep listing assholes, but then you just said this thing, and look, we're out of steam, people.
All right.
What do you want?
When Danny
from
tells
me?
a story, he's still in the game. When I tell a story, I lose.
No, but Sarah, but in my story, I worded it so that I was the asshole, and then I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. You won. It
doesn't matter. Who cares?
I quit. So you won. So you won one game. I won one game.
There we go.
Everything's fine. Imagine we're we're actually angry about this, like after the podcast.
Canceling our plans.
What the fuck was that, Sarah? I won assholes at, and you tried to give me shit? You fucking lost, dude. I chest bump you. Bro, back off. This is my territory. I'm the best at assholes at pre-COVID restaurants. All right, guys. Well, that's the app. I need medication and therapy, and we love you dearly, and we'll see you next Monday morning.
Bye.